Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Make Innovation Works podcast. My name is Iryna Manukovska, and today I'm pleased to host my morning tea with Anna Kiefer. She has a marvelous career in innovations, and she does a lot for making innovations possible in Sweden. Actually, she represents two organizations. And just a quick reminder that this podcast is a part of the series of podcasts which was made with Future of Ukraine Summit, which is going to be in Stockholm next week, February 15, 16. And you can still grab your ticket if you would like to. During the summit, you can meet Anna, her colleagues, and myself. So I will pass my word to Anna so she could introduce herself and tell a little bit more about Digital Future and the other organizations she is representing. Anna, the floor is yours.
Thank you, and thank you for inviting me. I am looking forward to this and to the conference next week. So Anna Kiefer is the name. I work at KTH Royal Institute of Technology in Sweden, which is a university, a leading university in technology, I should say. And I'm the advisor to the president of KTH on international affairs, and also I'm the executive director of Digital Futures, which is a cross-disciplinary research center for research on digital transformation. And it's a collaboration between KTH, Royal Institute of Technology, Stockholm University, and RISE Research Institutes of Sweden.
Super. So today we're going to talk about innovations, obviously, but our main focus would be dedicated to research and innovations through collaboration. I think collaboration is one of the top words of upcoming century because like cross-sectional, cross-industry collaboration, cross-functional collaboration inside organizations seems like there is a lot of value there. And in terms of innovations and different kind of institutions, so how in which way collaboration is important and which kind of collaboration should be established for Sweden or other countries who are just starting the way, or maybe cities, because there are a lot of accelerators and innovation clusters which occur now across the globe. So maybe you can share like best practices from Sweden, what works, what does not, and what it's like critical to consider here.
Yes, collaboration is very important for us. I think it's the fundament of digital futures. And of course, we are at an early stage. We do a lot of fundamental research, but also applied research. But we believe that research drives innovation and innovation drives growth. So it's important for these long-term investments in research and in collaboration and establishing collaboration between different stakeholders. So traditionally in the research world, you stick to your own discipline. That's sort of how the incentives work. With Digital Futures, we're changing that so that interdisciplinary collaboration is promoted. And we have researchers saying that, they have discovered completely new things because they're sitting there, mathematicians and psychologists and what have you together, and they see things from different perspectives. And all of a sudden that, then you discover completely new things. So it's interesting to see. And we believe that in order to address complex societal challenges, you need these different perspectives. One discipline alone cannot solve a certain problem. You need to collaborate. So that's the interdisciplinary part. But then you also have the intersectoral part of collaboration. So academia is fantastic. Our researchers are fantastic. They identify problems and they find solutions. But it's even better when we collaborate with public and private sectors. For instance, then we have this partnership program in Digital Futures where Region Stockholm, City of Stockholm, Ericsson, Scania, Skanska, Saab, Xylem, and AstraZeneca are partners. And you then have these societal entities identifying problems they're facing, and the researchers can come in and work on these real life scenarios. And that is, of course, a great help for the public and private sectors to get that academic perspective on things. And also the public and private sectors benefit from this collaboration. In the what we call triple helix collaboration, that's when you have all these three sectors working together. You can also talk about quadruple collaboration, where you have civil society coming in, and it enhances progress. Then these different entities strengthen each other. And for instance, you can have a setting where, for instance, Region Stockholm has identified a problem. Academia comes in and helps to think it through and come up with solutions. And you can have private companies being able to scale up the solution, because one thing is finding a solution, but then you actually want to implement it and you want it to work on large scale. Yeah, there are challenges in each step, but by working together, you will probably be more successful.
I think in terms of long-term planning, it's very important, because the challenges we as societies, as humans, species face now, they're like very big. I mean, like climate change and those kind of changes. So there is no country in the world who have power enough to resolve this issue. So I mean, it's like big example, but other examples are pretty relevant. So I think it's important. And the thing I left notes person, so I make some notes from our discussion to ask additional questions. So I like this idea that told that one discipline can resolve all future challenges, even in which seems like to be a part of this discipline. Can you please share? Maybe you have I don't know, some kind of examples you have started to provide them at the very beginning, when some kind of like psychologist and other specialists work on this problem, how you create this knowledge sharing, I mean, across discipline, or it happens inside of this digital future like accelerator. Okay, we have this kind of problem, we make an open call or whatever for different kind of specialists from different areas, and they can contribute their ideas to resolve issue, and after that private business start to scale. I mean, how you engage specialists from different kind of areas, I mean researchers, academics, so they could contribute to other discipline or use something from other discipline which may sound not relevant to them. I don't know. Did you get my question? I think I put
Yes.
it very complicated.
How we approach it. Well, in digital futures, we have indeed calls for proposals and different kinds of calls, because we want to address different target groups. But we have a bottom-up approach, so we won't dictate the researchers that what they should do research on, but rather there is a call, and there are certain conditions, and the only reason for that is, again, that we don't want to approach only senior well-established researchers or only other groups, but we want new generations of researchers to be able to start an academic career. So we want to make sure that there is room for them, and also, and that they can get mentors among more senior researchers, and just different styles of calls. But for instance, we have then these collaborative research projects that run over several years. We have one project going through large amounts of data using machine learning and artificial intelligence to analyze data from some patients suffer from Alzheimer's or Parkinson's disease. And there you have mathematicians working along with neuroscientists, for instance, looking at these problems. And it's fascinating. You can then model this, we create models based on this data, and ultimately come up with new diagnostics and new treatment methods. So I find it really fascinating how the role of the engineer is approaching the role of the medical doctor, that they need to work closely together, and that their skills really complement one another. Actually, we have a really interesting project in collaboration with Region Stockholm, where a researcher at KTH is working closely with a medical doctor at KI. and their research groups, of course. And they're looking at an early warning system for infectious disease, because in neonatal care, that's sort of the object of this particular project. You notice that these prematurely born babies, they are very sensitive to infection, of course. But they have good immune systems, like a reasonably good immune system. So, they won't show symptoms immediately when they have caught an infection, but it takes a little time before the doctors can see visibly that something is happening, and then it may be too late. So, the damage is already done, so to speak. So, what you can do with data, you collect data about these babies, anyways.
Because we have monitors and different kind of like tracking device when they lie in their boxes. To help them breathe and to do like whatever they need to do. Yeah.
Yeah, and the doctors, of course, know what data should be collected, but no human can go through all this data for all these babies continuously. But with the help of machine learning, you can do that. And then the engineer can work on that part, and you can identify at least groups of babies, saying that here there seems to be something going on, and before the babies show symptoms. And then, the doctor can be alerted and can check particularly on these babies, and thereby lives can be saved. And it's fantastic what you can do with machine learning and artificial intelligence in healthcare. There are tremendous opportunities, but you need collaboration.
Yeah, I think it's very important, and like the case you gave about this printout babies and other disease. Yeah, it seems like we have a lot of data from different kind of disease, and we can work a lot on prevention, on some kind of like letals or when it's too late situations. Just by analyzing this data like automatically with our algorithms. Obviously, they should be developed, and it's very complicated. But there where mathematicians come in, and everyone at the end of the day, we all benefit from this kind of collaboration, and that's why I think it's very important. Yeah. Amazing. I was amazed how many bioscience and different kind of healthcare projects are in Sweden, and that it's a very evolving industry, and a lot of innovations is done in Sweden in this area. I was sort of more about like different kind of sustainability projects, but I was impressed with this healthcare, like high level of development, different kind of solutions, and how much is invested in like future development of this industry and new solutions and products as well. And in terms of industry, what are like, I don't know, top priorities, or what kind of like challenges you see? Like obviously sustainability, maybe clean energy. What else? So which are like core interest for organizations like Digital Future, KTH, and other in Sweden, based on your experience?
Good question. The vision of Digital Futures is to shape a sustainable society through digital transformation. So ultimately, it's all about sustainability, but sustainability in a broad sense. It's environmental and social aspects, and healthcare could certainly be part of that. And the digital transformation of society, done in a responsible way, of course, can help achieve this goal and this vision. So we're quite broad in scope within Digital Futures, but we have some frames. So we have a research matrix, we call it, with 4 societal challenges on a horizontal level. The first one being smart society, with autonomous vehicles, smart construction, etc. We have digitalized industry with automation in industry and topics related to that. We have a societal challenge with rich and healthy lives. So a lot of digitalization of healthcare, of course, but also looking at health in a broader perspective, sort of what creates a good life. And the fourth societal challenge is educational transformation. Of course, we are a university, so education is very important to us. And how can you then integrate digitalization into education, excuse me, and create the best education for the future society, and sort of addressing the future digital society also. And then there are 3 research themes on a vertical level in this, if you visualize this matrix. And it's trust, cooperate, and learn. So trust in the sense of cybersecurity and privacy issues and what have you. Very important, of course. Cooperate is systems cooperating and Internet of Things, and learn in the sense of machine learning and artificial intelligence. And all of our research projects should be at intersections of this research matrix. But then again, it's up to the researchers to come up with the specific topics and propose topics, and then they will be evaluated by international expert panels, and the top ranking ones move forward. And it's researchers from KTH, Stockholm University, and Rice that can apply for funding, but they collaborate with other researchers and, of course, other entities. And it could be in Sweden and it could be abroad. We were talking previously about collaboration, sort of interdisciplinary collaboration and intersectoral collaboration. But of course, equally important is international collaboration. We need to learn from each other, and we need to, like you said, with climate change and environmental pollution and cybersecurity, for that matter, and digitalization, it's all global phenomena, and we need to work together globally to address these issues.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's only think it's possible to resolve this kind of like big issues. And I like this idea that you told about research metrics. So it looks like you have developed criteria of, not criteria, vision of future, and you developed some kind of like metric for them, like vertical, horizontal. So obviously everything that fits, it helps to shape the future in a way you see it. I mean, for a good cause, a sustainable future. I think those kind of like metrics could be very useful for organizations like Digital Future and Relevant, because it's not like a strict criteria like KPI we used to have in business. It's more flexible one. It's more about vision, but it allows to create this like double check. Okay, this kind of particular project, would it help us to I don't know, deliver our society in 10, 20 years in the point B we would like to be delivered? I mean, where we live, we have like better well-being, I don't know, and whatever. So it resonates to me a lot, and I like this idea of metrics. I think it's very interesting approach. And actually, we have one questions from LinkedIn. So maybe we can cut it in here, because I think it's a little bit relevant. So how can, for example, UK SME apply for collaboration projects with Sweden consortium organizations as a partner? Do you have any portal with upcoming R&D projects or whatever? So if there's some kind of like, I don't know, company from UK or other European or maybe non-European countries. So what is a track to start to collaborate actually with your R&D project?
Very good question. We have this bottom-up approach. So within these, when the researchers create their project proposals, they create consortia if needed. And there are both big companies and small companies and startups involved in various projects within Digital Futures and other projects. I should say Sweden is not limited to Digital Futures, and even though it is the biggest initiative on research for digital transformation by the Swedish government. But yes, so getting involved with researchers in the field that you operate in, and being part of a consortia and seeing how you can contribute, that would be a way forward, I'd say.
And is there any kind of like list of the projects, or it's the main idea is to establish connection with different kind of researchers to become part of their consortium? So, I mean, how these consortium are made? So they're made based on the ideas which researchers bring to you, or they're made some kind within Digital Future or KTH?
Yeah, actually, we have different kinds of matchmaking activities. We have a lot of outreach activities. So on a regular basis, we have seminars and workshops and what have you. So you can go on the Digital Futures website. You can subscribe to event invitations, or you can just go on the website and see what is upcoming. We have a lot of activities online. So there you can definitely get a good insight into what our researchers are working on, and upcoming projects and past projects, and just all kinds of input. And each year we have a big conference, the Digitalize in Stockholm conference, and we've had it now as a hybrid event since Corona. Before it was online. During Corona, but and so you can participate both on site and remotely in that conference. And there we invite everyone, researchers and private sector and public sector, who can meet and generate new ideas. That's the idea. The whole Digital Futures, we have both a physical environment at KTH, Royal Institute of Technology, and this virtual environment. So we're a physical and virtual meeting place for academia and public and private sectors. So it may seem random, but we try to force the randomness, so to speak. We create the setting for these people to meet, and researchers then from different disciplines, etc. And it actually happens.
Yeah, and like it's called serendipity. I mean, you create some kind of field where opportunities could find each other. I mean, and dots connected, and people network and whatever. So for me, it sounds like a strategy, because you have like different in different directions. You have like some events, attempts, prompts, or whatever, and it allows to create this ecosystem actually, which can produce innovations, which can lead to growth. Because I think without ecosystem approach, it's impossible. That's why it's important to involve different organizations and researchers, businesses, and all of this. So, and we have moved to the end of our discussion, and traditional question about my favorite one, because I'm not a great fan of this thing. That's why I'm promoting it. It's networking. So basically, this podcast is run as a part of a podcast series dedicated to Future of Ukraine Innovation Summit, which is going to be held in Stockholm next week. And actually, you have talked a lot about this collaboration. And I think to find collaboration opportunities, it's very important to expand your network with relevant peers. I mean, like you told with Digital Future, go to website, find event, go to event or to the conference on premise or online, and to hear people, to see people, to meet people, to share ideas. So based on your experience, how this like networking effect works in this innovation sphere? Because I know that some researchers are afraid to share their ideas because it's my idea, someone will steal it. Does this still exist, or people became like more open-minded? So how this like networking effect works in innovations, in researchers in this area?
Yeah, I think the academic world is very open. It's based on academic freedom and openness. So in my experience, you build upon other people's ideas. You sort of it's all about evolution. And it's important. It's really important. Mankind has faced big challenges throughout history, and we keep innovating. We keep finding new technologies that creates new jobs. It creates startups. It creates growth. So it's important to share and to network. But of course, there is an intellectual property right side of things, but there is help with that. I should mention that we have something called KTH Innovation at KTH, Royal Institute of Technology, helping KTH researchers who to commercialize their ideas and their research. And they work with this KTH Innovation Readiness level, looking at 6 parameters, where team is important to work with, the skills that they have, the business plan you need to have in place, intellectual property rights, of course, funding, technology, how robust is it, the customer base, etc. And KTH Innovation will participate in the conference next week too. So that's a good networking opportunity to talk to them if you're interested in that particular field. Every year they help hundreds of researchers at KTH to bring their ideas further. And apart from that, there will be a lot of interesting people at the conference next week. So it's important to network. I have a friend who usually says that we're only limited by our own brains, and I find that very true. You need to get out there and meet other people to get other perspectives and broaden your scope. It's like in research, you have to be open to the unknown. Even if you sit and think about a certain problem, you're limited by your own brain and what questions you yourself can come up with. But what if you're missing a question? So it's fantastic being in this academic world, I find, because the researchers are always very open to meeting new people and not knowing from the beginning what they will get out of a particular person or situation or setting. But yeah, being open to what they don't know.
It's amazing. I just came from Geneva from Arts and Science Summit at CERN. Because I also have an artistic career. I'm a painter, and for me it was very interesting with like some kind of mathematic background. I can't claim myself as a researcher to understand how they combine this in why. And there were even Nobel Prize laureate from theoretical physics. So which is very far from what I'm doing, but I like the thing that he was talking and other physicians were talking that we actually don't know what we're looking for. I mean, would it work or would it not work? I mean, this hypothesis, so we need to test it. I mean, we need to test it, find use cases when it works, when does it work, analyze. And I like this approach. I think it's very similar to what people are doing in business with different kind of testing, product market fit, and startups. And it's very important when you can collaborate with others, you can do it faster, literally. That's why institutions and projects like Digital Future and KTH are very important, because they allow to engage people from different perspectives and industries, sectors, and knowledge to work on some good cause or any kind of important cause. And it helps us to go faster, I mean, as humans. So it's amazing what you're doing.
What we're all doing, it's teamwork. We're in this together, and
there's absolutely
amazing projects and solutions. And what you can do with technology and digital transformation, creating fact-based decisions, you can analyze so much data. It's very much about the data. One of the big challenges ahead is probably about the data and how you can get access to it, and in a safe way, of course. So we have projects working on cybersecurity for those aspects and the legal aspects of it. But then plenty of projects working with data in different shapes and forms. For instance, with City of Stockholm, we have a project in a troubled street in Stockholm, where researchers put up sensors, and using the sensor technology, you can measure traffic and pollution and noise levels. And with that, you get a clearer picture of the situation. And based on that, you can make suitable decisions that will address the challenge.
If you're aware, you can manage it somehow. Yeah, it's very important. So we're almost on top of our podcast, 30 minutes podcast, and I would like to thanks Anna for to spend her morning with us, and everyone who joined us live and who are going to watch us later. Special thanks to our partners, Future Summit of Ukraine, which is going to be in Stockholm next week. So with Anna invite everyone to meet there, because we're going to talk a lot about innovations. There would be a lot of organizations which represent Sweden and both Sweden and Ukrainian innovation ecosystems. And one more time, Anna, thank you for sharing your thoughts and this collaboration spirit which you share with us. I think it's very important that together we can do much more.
Thank you so much. A pleasure being here.
Have a great day, the rest of the day, everyone.